We started our day by visiting the ranger station and collecting maps of some area state parks that we were hoping to visit in the future. Then we went to Town, Pennsylvania, to the pie shop where we got lunch, coffee, and a donut. We headed to Linn Run State Park and visited Adams Falls. It was a great place to have our lunch. It was about 2 or 3 in the afternoon by the time we got to Laurel Highlands Hiking Trail. So we hiked 5 miles on Laurel Highlands and then made our way to the Route 30 shelter, which is where we were spending the night. As soon as we got there, we began our camp chores. Our camp chores consisted of setting up our tents, starting a fire to enjoy for the evening, hanging our bear line so when we were ready to hang our bear bag, it was easier to do and we didn't have to try to string our line in the dark. We also collected additional firewood from the area so that we could have a fire for several hours and just enjoy our time at camp. This night would be the coldest night that we had spent on trail. It was forecasted to be in the high 20s, low 30s overnight, so we rented a shelter just for the security of having one. So we had the fireplace that we could use if needed. We could move into the shelter if we needed to stay warm, and we found that our tents and our sleeping bags weren't quite warm enough. Both of our sleeping bags have a survival rating of 10 degrees, so we knew that they, in theory, should be warm enough, but it's better to be prepared than to be sorry when you're out in the woods overnight.
Uh-oh, something fell apart.
That's just an extra piece.
Oh, okay.
That's a repair.
Fine.
And then I always brush anything off of this before I start sticking these out, and then stick those out. 45-degree angle into the ground. Small tinder bag here. I might go get more tinder. It should be like pretty firm. Like you'll kind of get to where you can't push any more air into it. You kind of know it's done. I was trying to squeeze a little more in, but
Now, does the valve automatically seal it, or do I have to do it quick? it's sealed. Like when you pop this off, just make sure you don't pull the other valve out with it. So you want to like kind of carefully finagle this up. All right, and then I always put my bag to, Mom, I always put my bag to blow it up back in here, unless you're going to use it. Like I said, I've used it before to stoke a fire, and it works great. I just hold the little valve part here shut, put a breath in it, hook it in the fire, and it goes, it's really good for that. And this is another thing, Mom, because you're blowing like your warm breath into it. Like when I get home, I hang this to dehumidify it, just because you have that moisture in there, condensation or whatever from your warm breath going into it. Even though you're like 6 inches away when you're blowing into it, but just to be safe, because I don't want to have mold issues. We're away from home. Oh, I have the REI Magma 15 and I love it. Oh. This is going to be the coldest temperature I've tested it out in, so I'm kind of excited to see how that goes. I'm excited to see if I freeze or not. It's a weird thing to be excited about, I guess, but it's the simple things in life. I'll fix it all up. A little life back in her. It's a little Nemo pillow, and it just fits like, well, it folds within inside itself, which is really nice. For when you need to fold it up, I just smush it in with my sleeping bag and the compression, and it fits like perfectly inside the hood of the sleeping bag. Super convenient. Oh, I got my warm toasty socks. I got my puffy coat. I just don't know. It's gonna be cold tonight. Puffy coat. Oh, I'm super excited about these. Not sure I'm going to need them, but in case I do, I got thermal glove liners, which is the same kind of technology as the inside of this Columbia puffy that I have that has that reflective material. And then thermal socks, basically. This is this company called Cirrus, and it's their Heat Wave series. So I'm excited to try those if I need them. Not sure if I will need them or not, but we will find out. I got my mama a pair. So I'm unpacking my next compression bag. I have 3 compression bags on this trip, which is usually I only have 2. I have my sleeping bag and then my tent, and I always shove some stuff in with my sleeping bag if I need anything warm, or in with my tent in a compression bag. Obviously I put my tent on top and then whatever underneath it. And this is something I'm super excited about that my mama just got me. I totally forgot to pack clothes around it, so let me pull those out first. Make it a little easier. Got my shirt for tonight, and a tank top, lots of layers, because layering is how you don't die of hypothermia. And this is my new rumple quilt. So pretty. It's got mountains and trees, and oh my. So I'm excited for that. I'm actually going to leave it, I think, in the bag, because if I end up not needing it, it's just easier to leave it like this. So if I end up needing it, I'll take it out of there, and I'm probably going to use it later around the fire, to be honest, as a cape, because it turns into a cape, which is kind of fabulous. So I'm excited for that feature of it. The sun's slowly trying to kill me. I keep having to move my solar panel. It's actually still charging really well. I love this solar panel. It's the Big Blue 28-watt solar charger, and it can charge 3 things at once, which is like a super amazing and fabulous feature on it. Right now I'm charging my GoPro battery that I used today, just to get it ready for tomorrow and not use, but see, it has 3 ports there, so you can charge 3 things at once, which is really nice. I'm going to move it over here into a little more direct sunlight, because, you know, it's solar, so that's how it works best. Alright, we got her in a better spot here. There we go. And so I got all my carabiners out of it. It comes with all these carabiners, which are nice, so you can hook it to your, there's eyelets on it right here, on all 4 corners of it. So you can, I kind of wrap it around my pack. It's going. It's all charging.
I've been running round in circles, chasing my tail and lost my way, seeking shelter in different corners, never finding a place to stay. Somehow ended up here on the ground. Brother, help me up, I've fallen down.
We are getting ready to hang our line for our bear bag. We found this little tiny first aid kit. It's kind of the perfect rock bag. We took all the stuff out and just pared down what we actually needed for a first aid kit, because there tends to be a lot of random stuff in there you don't need. So we just pared that down, and that's what we use as our rock bag. We just put a little rock in it, throw it over a branch. So we're gonna go do that real quick. Show my mama how it's done. Hello. Say hello. Hello. Okay, anyways. Used the shelter area before, so I know kind of coming in on the access trail to the Laurel Highlands Hiking Trail is a branch that I hung my bear bag on before, so we're just gonna go use that. It's not completely like right over the trail, but it's close enough that not my favorite to use, but so here's a trail right here. There's the branch we're going for up there. So it worked last time. We'll just hang it there. Hang it there again. One little trick is to have all your line out, and then I step on the end of my line just so I don't accidentally throw it all up there and get stuff. Ooh, look at this. Alright, now we're going to let that live there, and when we're done eating, we will reach our bear bag. Sweet. I'm like a pro at this now. I say that, and then I'll have a time where it takes me like 17 tries to get it up over a damn branch. Alright, so we just lay this over here out of the way, and get our bear line hung. This is just a stabilizer. I mean, on here you don't really need it because it's pretty flat, but whatever. Alright, so this is a measuring cup, so this is 1 cup. And then in here you'll see the marking for 2 cups, but that's also as high as you can fill it, is that little
2
line.
cups.
Yeah, the line down there. So look on the side of yours. On the inside, do you see the line in mine? What I'm talking about?
Yes.
So that's the line. You can't go past that. Max fill line. I almost never.
Oh, I see.
Measuring cup, but whatever. These are full, ready to cook. This is not. We're just gonna pour enough of this water into a meal that we need, but this will be. Then we'll have water for coffee and hot cocoa. Already set out. We'll get all this refilled tonight. Like I said, that way we can warm our hands by the fire tonight, because that water is really cold. I'm a huge fan of peak meals. They're delicious. Delicious. A little pricey, but delicious. So we are having sweet pork and rice tonight. And then we got this Patagonia provisions to try. I've never tried these. Organic savory greens, mushrooms, and kamut. So I'm very interested to try that. It sounds delicious. 380 calories. It's a 1 serving size pouch, which is nice because most of these peak meals are 2 people serving sizes, which when I'm doing like a 20-mile day, I'm okay with that. But today we did like 5, so don't really need 2 servings, but I'm hungry. So we're going to share these and just try them. My mom's never tried peak meals, so this will be a nice little treat for her because they're delicious. She'll get spoiled. All right, so let's
Just start.
You don't have to start yours yet. No, you twist that, and then once it starts going, you have to line up some little indents on the side, little dot indents. You line that up at the top, and then
You line it up and twist it?
you don't. I never twist it. I just set it on there, and it's fine. Like you don't really have to walk it on. If it was like when you were out in the wind, maybe, but I just set it down in, and then it'll alert you. Like mine alerts you when like this. You can't see it. This is on my side. There's a little indicator that tells you when it's actually boiling. And I have 2 cups of water, so it's going to take 1 second to boil. Yours when you get water boiling.
How much water does that make?
Well, she uses the freezer to block that. Like usually, I don't know. I don't put quite as much as they ever call for. So empty your meal into that.
It won't melt.
No. Freezers are block bags. You have to use freezer bags. they can be boiled in, like you can put boiling water into them, so they're not melt. Okay. Oh, it does actually smell amazing. Okay. All right, so this and then this little guy will just slide right in here, and we'll add our boiling water. 2 cups of water boiled. And I don't know how much time because
Oh, wait, does it get hot on the outside?
No, that's what it's a koozie. So it's a koozie. Watch when you flip this off though. If you get anywhere near that steam, it's hot. I've made that mistake, so I just use my spoon.
Did you put my spoon in with yours?
Go wherever. Yeah, it's in the bag, Mom.
Okay.
Just kind of shake it off. So mine says a cup too, so I'm gonna kind of eyeball half-seas this. I don't like to measure anything even when I'm actually cooking for my family. I just guess. Somebody walking up here. All right, that's a cup. So we're gonna shift this, stir it in a little, get all the nooks and crannies down there. And we'll shut her up and let her cook for 10 minutes, and then we're gonna try to quickly get some water in the ponds. Whatever that is. Oh, this one is spicy.
That smells good.
Yeah, I remember this being spicy actually.
Ooh.
It's delicious, but it's got a little kick to it. All right, so this is my little koozie. We're gonna take this little bag here and shove it, open the koozie up a little, shove it in there, and then just make sure it's down in there. Open that up, and then we're just gonna pour water in that. Try not to get it in the koozie, get it in the bag that we're cooking in. I never put quite as much water as they call for. All right, I'm using the same spoon because who cares? And then we're just gonna get her stirred around a little. It's very watery, but it will soak it up hopefully. Shut the first bag, and then I just flip this over like this and stand it up. And you can, like I said, you can use a little hand warmer. It's like, don't squish it. It all comes like, but it's nice. And I added all these fun little stickers because I'm a big dork. All right. I'm gonna cook me some coffee. Cook me some coffee. Cook me some coffee.
Where do you drink your coffee?
That.
Oh.
2 cups. All right, you got 2 cups. All right, my mom's gonna try starting her stove. This will be entertaining. No, she's not. All right, so you just, this doesn't get hot down here. Anything down here.
Okay.
So you twist it, and as soon as you hear, you'll kind of hear it coming on. Then you click the button here. So turn it towards you.
What button?
That button, right there.
This one?
Yeah. You push the button in. While you're trying to twist the damn button is the button. Twist that first. Okay, now a little higher. You got it. Ooh, okay, now grab your cup. And then line up those little dots.
So what do we do now to turn it off?
I'm gonna call mine because mine's half boily and I don't need it that hot for coffee. Just use your spoon. And don't let your hand go over top of the steam. I got my jammers on. I'm actually wearing my puffy finally. I've never gotten to wear my puffy. Bought it for the through hike, thinking like we might have a cold night because we did it in October, which I love the cold, so I was like super excited to have a puffy and just enjoy it and be all cozy and warm. And I never got to wear it because it never got that cold. We were actually, I probably honestly could have used it the last night on the trail because we just ended up throwing our stuff in the shelter and strictly using shelter that night. I want to say it got in the 40s maybe. But that's the coldest night we had. I still wasn't cold, but I like to be cozy. So, I am loving it. It's super warm and cozy. All right. So we have our, first meal, well, both our meals cooked, but this is the mushroom thing that my mom got. It's, Patagonia Provisions. And we're going to give it a try and see if it's any good. It smells amazing. Oh, it's really good.
I'll let you be the guinea pig.
It's seasoned really nice. I mean, it just tastes like, kind of,
Like a couscous
the texture
type thing?
is like couscous, yeah. It's really good. It's really good.
That's what I kind of thought when I looked at the picture. Oh, I like that.
That's delicious. Yeah, I would get that again. So we did Trader Joe's instant coffee, and then we added, who makes that? We added a mint hot chocolate to it. So it's like a mint
Land O'Lakes
chocolate latte situation in our cups, and it's amazing. This is really good. Like, really, really good. Yeah, that is delicious. That is so good. I'm gonna eat it all.
I like it.
Yeah. When you picked those up, I was like, do peak meals. I love peak meals, but that's really good. So I'm sold on those, especially since it's like a single serving.
That's a lot for a single serving.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Like cold November rain, like a man without a name, like a song without a refrain. That's how I feel without you. Like a door without a key, like a whale without the sea.
There she is. Way up there. Don't think any bear's gonna get it. Hopefully. I've hung here before, so hopefully hopefully they leave it alone and nobody sees it. We don't use a reflective rope, mainly because then people can find your bear bag. Especially when you're at someplace that's populated and there's, you know, all kinds of people in there.
There was a freaking bear in my tent with me with his cub.
There was a bear and a cub in your tent with you?
Yeah.
My mom was hearing growling
And I
last
thought
night.
it was Otis, so I was snuggling.
Oh Lord. Wow. She had like some random dream where she started screaming in the middle of the night. I thought we were gonna be murdered. Oh my Lord. Oh gosh. And then she said she suddenly got really hot and warm. I was like, did you pee in your sleeping bag? Like, what's happening? And her Nemo pad deflated in the middle of the night. Luckily, I think it still held a little insulation value, but it deflated. So there's that. Good morning. Ooh, it's chilly. It's in the 20s. And I did pull up my Rumble quilt last night, but when I got up this morning, it was down on my feet, not even on my legs anymore. My legs were pretty warm. I never felt cold last night with just my REI Magma 15 sleeping bag. I wore a pair of liner type pants made by Wazelle. They have like a wool blend. And then I had my insulated the heat wave socks on that I bought. They come up, I didn't realize how tall they were. They come right up under my knees, so they kept my calves nice and warm. And then I had a pair of socks over top of those that was like a wool kind of blend sock. And my feet were nice and warm. Once or twice maybe felt a little cool, which is why I pulled the Rumble out, threw that over my legs. And but I tossed and turned so much, I think it was off me probably immediately once I zipped myself into my sleeping bag. One little tip is it was so cold last night. I take my Sawyer Squeeze off of my water bottles, and I grabbed one of the dog poo bags that were down there, obviously clean one, and I threw my Sawyer Squeeze in that just to keep any water from kind of leaking out into my sleeping bag, and then I shove it into my sleeping bag. So that stays nice and warm. It doesn't freeze. That way it will work when I need it. So I had that in my sleeping bag with me. And then the only other thing I had, like on my top layer, I have my Wazelle Cozy Bird neck gaiter, my Wazelle Cozy Bird hat, and then I have sports bra, a Wazelle tank top, Wazelle long sleeve. It's their flight material. It's super lightweight, and just like a really nice layer. I was a little worried it might not be warm enough, but I have my Columbia puffy coat on. I found Wazelle because I do a lot of running, they make running clothes for women, and their stuff's amazing. Little pricey, but I love it. So multi-purpose. I already had it. Works great for this too. And then for my hands, all I wore was the heat wave liners that I had gotten for my gloves. I ended up not having to put my gloves on over top of that at all, and I was comfortable. Mama's doing awesome. She's trying to figure out her stove. It's funny, she keeps turning it on and then turning it back off before she ignites it. I'm like, stop turning it off. But it's been entertaining. Only her second time using it, so she's doing good. Her Nemo deflated last night. I asked her if her plug was all the way, and she said it was. She did get the plug all the way in, but when she pulled the inflation bag out, it came out a little bit. So pretty sure that's why it kind of just slowly leaked out throughout the night. So we're going to do a test at home with it and make sure it's good to go. And if it is, we will be keeping it. If not, we'll get it back to REI and get her a new one. My mama got the Mountainscape Rumple. It's upside down, but that's okay. These have come in handy for sure. Especially, like, it's just cool. So she's been sitting there, and we didn't want to start a fire this morning because we got to roll out of the shelter at some point. I'm not going to leave a fire going. Okay, so we are packing up. We got our tents down. Mom's just compressing her rumple and her pajama clothes real quick. We are making a real nice stack of firewood for whoever is next here. We got some in here already. Some dried leaves. A nice pile here, and we found this big old guy in the woods that we just drug out. So whoever is coming to the Route 30 Shelter 2 on the night of the 7th, if anyone is camping on the night of the 7th, of November, they will have some firewood for them. Just doing a last minute little camp check, make sure we didn't leave anything on the ground, no trash, no steaks. Ooh, look, Mom, there's a steak from your tent. Yep. My mom almost aborted a tent stake. Why am I pulling it up? You better never pull it up. Don't fall. She's gonna try to use her track. It might work. Oh my gosh, oh my god. Well, now it's still on the ground though. It definitely wasn't in very good if you're pulling it out with that. Here, up to me. It's like Chinese food, chopsticks. How long is this gonna take? That's what I'm wondering. How long will we spend not trying to bend over wearing your packs? You got it. Hold it steady, Karate Kid. Oh, you got it in the loop. Just don't fling it. Just go slow. Oh, she got it. 10 stake. All right, that's why you do a check. Make sure you're not leaving anything behind.
What do I do with it now?
Well, you gotta carry it. It's your 10 stake. All right, and we left a lot of wood for the next group, whoever comes in. We left a nice little note and a couple pieces of paper to help get the fire started. Just balled up paper. And we are ready to, I guess I can put it in your bag for you. Jeez. All right, bye Shelter 2. We love you. Even though we didn't sleep in you. The trails to the shelters are blue blazed. She asked why does it feel heavier today? I was just literally stopped here to tell you that this is going to be, you can keep walking. I stopped here to tell you that this is always the worst. Like the next day when you first put your pack on and you first start walking out of the trail, you're like, oh, why does it feel so hard? Give it 10 minutes, you'll be fine.
No, just saying, it just feels.
Oh yeah, this is the worst. Like that. Yeah, the first thing in the morning, putting it back on, you're like, oh, it feels heavier, even though it should be lighter because we ate a lot of food out of there. And we are back on. Well, I started saying that too soon, so let me start again. We are back on Laurel Highlands Hiking Trail, going southbound. Oh. I was making our way up. It's like literally every shelter, I think, is downhill from the trail. So you start your day off after eating biscuits and gravy, 1,100 calories worth of biscuits and gravy. You start your day off hiking uphill. It's not like the most ideal scenario. Them there. Oh, there's the trail over there. Alright, one more car and my mama made it down the hill. Take you with us. They didn't get the memo. This is foot traffic only. Foot traffic only. No bikes. This weird lady keeps following me. I can't shake her.
Only thing that matters when I change, I will let you into my mind's sleep. The color of falling tears that have been long asleep. The lights are out and heaven's open. We can be everything we want.
Every time she gets close to me, she stops. She just stops like 10 feet away, and then she tries to talk to me, and I can't hear her because she's 10 feet away. Watch, let's see if she does it. Okay, she's following directions for once in her life. I told her not to stop 10 feet away, and she actually didn't do it this time. So the one time she follows directions, I get it on camera.
Oh, stars